Just 1 week into Afghan politics and things have taken an unbelievable turn. The brute bunch of Taliban has seized control of the capital Kabul, and yes, they are all set to rule the country once again after a 2-decade gap since 2001, when US-led forces toppled their barbaric rule in wake of 9/11 attacks. And now the Taliban, which has grabbed the power through the barrel of the gun, are trying to sell a lie that their means of transition will be peaceful. And this is when a number of disturbing visuals of desperate Afghans trying to flee the country have already shaken one and all around the world.
The images of desperate, helpless Afghans clinging on to the wheels and wings of an aircraft to escape what they call a looming graveyard summarizes the present-day story of war-torn Afghanistan, where the Taliban has reached the helm of affairs at an unexpectedly shocking speed. Heart-wrenching scenes of scared people falling off a plane from tens of hundreds of feet above the ground has made it even clearer. People who have seen the previous version of Taliban cannot trust it with anything. And now the Taliban, who appears to be more intelligent, aware of the PR exercises and narrative-building processes, are holding press conferences. They are trying to reassure people that these unsparing brutes have transformed into an organization of gentlemen that provides equal opportunities to all and put women first.
تاریخي مقطع کې قرار لرو چې سیاسي نظام به جوړیږي خو سیاسي جوړښت باندې او د سیاسي پروسیجر په تکمیل باندې زموږ د مشرانو لخوا جدي بحثونه روان دي او په نږدې راتلونکي کې به موږ د دې شاهدان واوسېږو چې سیاسي جوړښت منځته راسي او یو قوي اسلامي هر اړخیز او افغانانو ته د منلو وړ نظام ولرو.
Their conferences are sham and their words untrue. While with the help of some dubious media houses, they have been able to put their words out in Kabul, they are on a rampage in other cities and towns. People holding their national flag and raising voices for the return of democracy in Jalalabad were met with indiscriminate firing by the Taliban. Women's resistance was quelled with severe high-handedness. Experts say this is a peek into what Taliban rule would be like in the coming days. The United Nations, which is more or less a white elephant, says it wants the Taliban to stay true to its words, not mentioning any assertive action if it doesn't do so.
I've watched part of the press conference. I think a lot of it will be we will need to see what actually happens, and I think we will need to see acts on the ground in terms of promises kept.
Meanwhile, Taliban has already embarked on its Sharia mission, issuing diktats to fall in line with its radical interpretation of Islam or meet a deadly fate. In what it promised during the shoddy peace process, which many have also accused of an orchestrated US design to mislead the world, and repeated during its so-called press conference, women will continue to have jobs in media and other sectors. However, a lot of them have already been sent off air, and others' future appears uncertain.
I think much we'll get clarity once they get in, once these guys are in officially and they have a media policy. That's when we'll know for sure. But, you know, we as in the Afghan media were seen as the enemy by the Taliban. So a little bit of, you know, animosity is sort of, it can be explained. It cannot be justified, but can be explained.
And now, when all discussions seem to be centered on the Taliban and their legitimacy, the question that has still not been answered, or maybe not asked enough, is how they managed to capture the country so quickly. How Kabul fell to them without putting up a resistance. Why the President Ashraf Ghani moved out without really asking his soldiers to counter Taliban run. Why has the US not been proactive enough since August 15th? And why are the Afghan representatives talking to Pakistan? Was everything planned, as being accused by several commentators, and was perfectly executed in line of the script? Was it all Washington's show? Or there has been a third party like China or Pakistan who has been making the real moves and has outmaneuvered the US in its own strategic game?